Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Dream Career Talkshow. To quickly give a brief to you all, here on this show, we bring industry experts from various domains who can share their knowledge, their experience, their challenges, their failures, and success, which can help corporate professionals to get clarity, direction, hope, inspiration, and of course, the right steps to build their dream career. Today, we know a very popular phrase, which is data is the new oil. Data science is a field where everyone wants to enter, and Python has been one of the most preferred language for data sciences. Python is being used for automation, analytics. Python comes with its own advantages when compared to C or programming languages like Java. How do we learn and master Python language? What are the best practices? Can someone without any programming or coding knowledge can still learn Python? And where all Python can be used, the real-time applications. To understand and learn more about Python, today we have a Python expert and a training technical coach joining us on our Dream Career Talk Show. Vijaya Lakshmi comes with over 2 decades of experience in technology training in the IT industry. She has trained more than 100 professionals and also more than 100 college students on Python and is passionate about adding value to people's lives through her quality training. So, Vijay Lakshmi, it's really amazing to have you here on Dream Career Talk Show. Welcome to Dream Career Talk Show.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. And let's start with your career journey because we are here on the Dream Career Talk Show. So now you are giving quality trainings to people, and this is your dream career where you are helping a lot of corporate professionals and students on IT trainings. So, how did your career start? How did this journey start for you?
Okay, so I actually I was not at all from the technical background. My basic degree was from the life science, biology, botany,
Interesting.
zoology. I graduated way back in '95 from Bangalore University. During that time, computer was a boom. Like whoever the computer was very new thing to which has come up, and a lot of people were joining computer coaching. The trend was like today how people say if you learn Python you will get job as a data scientist. That time if you know computers, so you will get a lot of you will get a good job like that. That was a trend. And there were not many institutes were there. We were having only two, NIIT and Aptech. So I, even after my graduation, I joined Aptech, and I did my 2 years course from Aptech in programming, MS Office and other things. And later, after completing the course, so I was just searching for the suitable right opportunity and right career things. So then I just got this by chance I get into this training industry. It was not my first choice. By what I can say, it is my just by that like just I got into this training industry. Like I started my career as a lab faculty with Aptech only. I worked for 2 years, and later I moved to another training institute. But what I found was whenever I was interacting with the students, uh, the thing is that they were not mentoring and guiding them properly. See, from the beginning, I had one dream. Whatever work I am doing, I have to do it honestly, and that work or whatever I am teaching to my student, once I come to this training field, so it should benefit my student. That was my main motto and main goal was there. And slowly I came to know that a lot of other technologies started. See, technology day, every day new technologies used to come. I started my career by teaching MS Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Slowly I'd move on to programming. I used to start teaching C++. Then Java came, then I learned Java. And then came .NET, so I learned .NET. So my learning flow was as and when the new technologies used to come up, I used to learn on my own and getting proper guidance as and when it is required from the right people. And I started teaching to the students. So anything you teach to somebody, what will happen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 times if you take up a session, you will get confidence in the technology. And then it is like a two-way learning. My student will ask me question, based on their questions, where their requirements, I started exploring more things in the technology. That is how my learning improved. And as and when new things I learn, I keep teaching to my students in the next batches. So that's how my career I progressed. And in 2007, I got my master's degree from Annamalai University, MSc in Computer Science. During 2005-6, I got a opportunity to get into corporate. I realized if you keep teaching only in the institute will not work out, because you need that corporate exposure. Luckily, I got a break where I joined a startup company. It was called Code Theater Infotech. So I worked for them for almost 2 years, and that was my, like, a real learning happened over there. I got to know so many things each day. When I was with Code Theater, it was a very good learning experience for me. Then later I moved on to I joined other companies, and each day I was in corporate for almost 8 years. I trained the laterals and the freshers whom they used to hire directly from the college. And being in a startup, you will get an opportunity to work in different fields. Even though my course area was a training, I was into many things. I was into testing teams, so that experience I had. And I was with the part of our quality team where they used to conduct audit. This 7 to 8 years of my corporate journey, my working experience, corporate experience has enriched me like anything. So in 2013, I thought, okay, corporate is enough. Let me start something of my own, like a freelancing kind of a thing. So in 2013, I quit my regular job with my rich corporate experience, and
Mhm.
I started my freelancing journey. Now today, I completed successfully 9 years. I'm very happy to coach people, to train people, and I am from Bangalore, and I take a lot of training sessions for corporate clients in Bangalore, and also for the students. I might have mentored more than 2,000 to 3,000 students, not only college students, working professionals, everyone, whoever wants to learn something technical, they will approach me. I have my own methodology to teach them. All my training is, two things are there. One is personalized training. Personalized means as and when, how much what they require to learn, I will teach them. And my courses are tailor made based on the students requirement. It can be customizable and it should benefit them. At the end of the classes, at the end of each course, I ensure that each student should walk out with two things. They should be happy with the money what they have invested, what their time they have invested. They should get good returns out of that. For many I'm telling the same thing, and for what purpose they have joined my classes, they should achieve that, and they should move on with their career or with the next level of their career. And
That's amazing.
about myself.
That's really amazing. Very inspiring journey there.
Hmm.
And I love the approach that you took, and whatever you said, like learning is a two-way journey, right? A
Hmm.
lot of people get stuck that I want to first master the things and then get started. But
Correct.
you started by chance, made it as your passion. You
Hmm.
learned, and by the time you were learning, you were also teaching. And every time you started learning more, you started teaching more of advanced technologies
Correct,
and things
correct,
that.
correct. So
So that's a
today,
great
oh,
approach.
yeah, yeah. One thing I'm very happy to tell is I should thank all my students who have come to me with their questions, whatever kind of questions. Okay, each question was a learning for me. So even today, I keep telling them the same. See, I am a trainer. I know little more than you, but internally, I am a student. I am a student. I am also learning many things from my students. Okay, because of their inputs, I keep telling them, and when you want to learn something from me, you have to pay fees to me. But when I am learning from you, I am not paying anything, but still I am learning many things from my students, because I should be thankful to them. Because of their questions, their input, today whatever I am today, it's because of my students' blessings. Correct? No.
Great. That's a
It is
very
like that.
humble
Hmm.
gesture from you. And I think this is what the best coaches or the great coaches and mentors have in common is they always have that open
Hmm.
mindset to learn from
Hmm.
their own
Hmm.
mentees
Correct,
or from
correct,
the candidates and students, right? And
correct.
that is amazing. And more than 2000 students you have guided till date, so
Hmm.
that's really amazing, and congratulations for completing
Oh,
9
thank
years
you.
doing
Oh,
this,
thank you.
right? So
Okay.
now you started teaching students, you have been like able to get success in your own ways, right?
Hmm.
And when it is coming to technical trainings, one thing is you started with non-technical, right, and
Hmm.
got into the
Hmm.
technical field.
Correct,
So
correct.
what played a major role in terms of moving from non-technical to technical? Was it skills, was it mindset? What was the important attribute that helped you to actually make this shift?
Okay. See, one thing is that, according to my experience and my belief, anyone can become anything, provided as an individual, as a person, first he has to decide. He has to make up his mind. I want to move from, say, non-technical to technical. See, now I am in step one. I want to get into step two. That individual should decide. Until and unless person takes a decision to change himself or herself, nobody can force anyone. We can You can mentor them, I can tell them, we can tell thousands of things, but till the person decides, okay, so no, nobody can change their life. They should decide, then they should change their life. So in my case, what happened was, opportunities started coming. Like once I started with a non-technical thing, like as good as MS Office. Then slowly, by seeing my teaching skills, okay, my managers started the institute where I was working. The management started asking me, Madam, you have a good teaching skill. Why can't you try programming? Why can't Initially I used to back out. Any new thing I used to back out initially. But they used to push me. No, madam, you are very good. All students, all students are liking you. You just put little effort and learn. That is how I shifted from one is because they forced me one thing. Second thing is that because they forced me so much, I started thinking myself, Arey, why not give a try? There is no harm in trying, no. So then slowly I started learning the technical programming language like C, C++. Then I started teaching to my students, and the feedback was very good. Students started understanding. You don't believe, so many students whom I have trained are from non-programming and non-technical background. They were very scared about programming. Even I had working professionals who had 10 years, 15 years of experience. Once they approached me, they used to tell, programming, madam, it is very, very fearful. It's not interesting, madam. We are very fear of coding. I'm very happy to say that I have mentored many people who, at the end of my classes, their coding fear has gone. They become not expert, at least decent coders. And many who had come to me with that perspective that, oh, okay, we cannot code. They started coding. Even not only the students, even in their mid 30s, mid 40s, mid 50s. I have student, one madam is there today. She is learning Python. She is in her mid early 50s. She started coding. But initially, when she approached me, her thing was she has fear of coding. My two things I have. One is at the end of my class, the coding fear will go for them. They'll become very confident with the coding. So that much positive, a lot of positive results I'm having. And I have seen those positive changes in my student. They will walk out of my sessions or my classes at the end of each session, each class, they'll walk out with that confidence. And that fear has gone now. They become friend with coding. They like coding and they start referring more and more students to me. I go to madam. She'll just make you more comfortable with the coding. So that is the reviews what I got for my classes. So, and I have seen many go who will approach me with somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle, they'll be in some middle stage of their this thing, in the career somewhere. They'll be stuck, and they'll come to me, they'll approach me, they'll attend my class, and they'll just walk out with more confident, and then they will move on in their life with better career options and better job opportunities. After that, they feel very confident. I have seen lot of positive changes in them. So that's what make me very happy.
Great. That's nice to know. And I think whatever you said, I agree. Like it's always about people taking their own ownership of their own life and taking
Ownership,
charge of things,
ownership.
right? And once that happens and they work on their mindset, then
Mm.
definitely they can develop any skill like programming,
Correct, correct.
coding, or
Anything they
anything,
can tell. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That is there. It's all there. One is they have to accept the ownership. They have to take initiative and ownership, and their mindset should change. They should be open to learning. Then amazing things will happen in your life. I will be just a reason for that. That's it.
Right.
I'm not
So
doing anything. I'm just mentoring them, guiding them. Everything they're doing on their own. And I keep telling my student in my class in initial days, I will have more work. Student will have less work. But going forward, I'll give more work to the students. I never make them dependent on me for anything. I'll push them, they'll make them independent. Because everyone should become independent, correct? No, that dependency should not come. Oh, madam is there. I keep telling them, whenever you are doing any problem, think madam is not there in front of you. You try. I keep pushing them. At the end, if they are not getting, I will ask them to contact me back. Simply, oh ma'am, we are not getting means I won't entertain that. I'll ask them, I'll push them. And the next class, they'll only come back to me. Yeah, ma'am, what you said is correct. We have solved the problem. We got the solution. So they are happy by seeing that I am also happy. Correct.
exactly. I think that's one of the best qualities of a great coach, right? Where you don't actually give the answers, but you
Mm.
navigate them in the right way, and then you
Correct, correct.
actually make them those problem solvers, independent
Mm.
problem solvers who can actually solve and then
Correct,
keep moving
correct,
forward,
correct.
right?
Correct, correct.
So,
That is
so
true.
now when we are talking about Python, right?
Hmm.
Why should someone learn Python? Like, what is the advantage of somebody learning Python, especially in the IT or non-IT industry, coming from there in IT?
Okay. See, earlier there was a trend, 20, 25 years ago, there was a trend. What was a trend? Programming. If you want to learn programming, we used to start learning with C language. Then comes
Right.
C++. Then comes Java. These regular programming language, C sharp, was a trend. Because if you know C, okay, you can learn C++, Java easily. Because the syntax pattern was same. Whatever we write in C, same is in Java also. But when the Python has come, but to learn C or to learn Java, one should have some technical background. It was very hard for the non-technical, non-programming background people to master, at least to attempt to learn that language. See, that was one of the reason why many backed out from programming. In the,
Correct.
I'm talking about 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago scenario,
Yeah, I
just 10
agree.
years ago.
That's
Huh,
almost the same time when I started. Like 15 years ago, I started
hmm,
my
hmm.
career in IT, so I can
Correct,
really like resonate this.
correct. So then what happened in the 7, 8 years ago? Python came. So when Python has come to the market, so what happened? Python was totally, it was not based on C or C++. It is totally altogether a different programming language. For example, to write program in Java, we have to write 7 to 8 lines of code. 7 to 8 lines of code. The same program, we can write Python in 2 lines. Why
Wow.
Python has become such a popular language is because of its simplicity. One, it's easy to understand. Anyone can understand Python. Those who know simple English, those who are from non-technical background, they can also learn Python. But the difference is that if you know C and Java, come to Python learning, you take less time to master it because you are aware of the programming concepts. Only the language syntax you have to learn. Anyone from the non-technical background also can master Python. They take more time because they have to learn two things here. They are new to programming. They should learn programming concept, and also they are new, they have to learn Python syntax. Both they have to learn. They will take little more time. Other than that, anybody can learn Python. Even a layman can learn Python. Only interest matters. And
Right.
today in the industry, the trend is that even though you are from a technical background, non-technical background, whatever is there, Three skills are very important for you. One is Excel, one is SQL, other one is Python. You should know one programming language, irrespective of your profile, non-technical, technical. You should know one programming language. Highly recommended is Python. And the second reason why people are going for Python, I already told you, one is simple. Second one is Python is a open source. Open source means anybody can download, anybody can use it. There is no need of paying any license fees. Anything is, it's a zero investment. Anybody can download, they can free of cost. Third important thing is huge industry support, community support, IT community support. Many major, what we can say, top IT companies are there, big IT companies are there. Everybody are using Python. Python is backed by industry community. So that has made the Python an immense popular and a more reliable programming language. It doesn't mean that Python don't have any limitations. Python have a lot of limitations. Okay, like one of the major concern with Python is data safety, type safety, we call it as. For example, in Java, when you store a value in a variable, if the type is int, it is int only. You cannot store any other type of value. Where in
Correct.
Java. But in Python, not like that. Your variable can store any type of value. Number it can store, a string it can store, float it can, a decimal value it can store. Type safety is not there in Python. But in spite of that, you have a lot of advantages are there. That's why people are today running behind Python.
Yeah.
Like that. I
And
think.
yeah, that really gives a good understanding about the Python. And now when we talk about Python, it's getting associated a lot with data science, because data science is one of the stream where many people are entering, and everyone is trying to learn Python. How is this connected with data science, and what is the application that is being used there?
Okay, so see, whenever you want to, little bit I'll tell you about Python. Whenever you want to learn Python, so there are two levels of learning is there. One is general Python. General Python means all the concepts, general programming concepts are there. That is required for everyone. And since Python is we will say Python is a general purpose programming language. It is not fixed to one domain. Okay. And to suppose you want to use Python, as you said, in data science, data analytics, you have some set of modules are there, or libraries are there related to data science. They have to master that. If you want to apply Python in web development, for that again separate set of libraries are there. That is second level learning. Python learning will not happen at one level. It will happen at two levels. First, general Python to start with. Without having the general Python knowledge, you cannot learn the specialization part. So this is the first part, and then it comes the second part. Second part will be the the specialization. And coming back to your question, why people are using data science? Why in data science Python is used? Okay, and see, today what is happening in the IT industries, there is a big hype around the data science. And everybody are running, want to get into data science. But what they are not aware of is what is the right path, what is the right skill set one need to have. Yes, Python is one of the skill set. Along with Python, see, there is a general approach is there. What is general approach to get into data science field? One is the person should have lot of patience to get into data science. Okay. And he should be ready to accept the rejections, because you will always have more rejections in data science in terms of algorithm I am talking about than the success. Failure is 98%. Success is 2%. You can imagine. You should be able to accept the rejections than your success. Correct? No? Negative rejections, rejection not in terms of person, in terms of your algorithm or whatever algorithm you develop. If it is not working, the success rate is, suppose assume you have defined 100 algorithms. You will give it to the team. Okay. In out of 100, only 4 or 5 will successfully run or can be implemented, can be workable. You understood? No? Other 95 is only assumptions. I'm talking about its implementation on a real-time scenario. Success rate is only 1% or 2%. So these are what I can say is a personal quality, what one should have. The soft skill we can say to get into data science. One is he should be able to accept the rejection. Second one, he should have a lot of patience. In terms of technical knowledge, because I am from the technical perspective, I can talk about technical things is they should know 3 skills: Excel, SQL, Python. Okay, and why the Python is required also I will tell you. And along you have 2 things here. One is data analytics and other one is data science. Here data science is vast. Data analytics is part of data science. Correct? No? And here when it comes to data science, what happens? Along with the technical knowledge, you also need to have 2 important skills. One is mathematics. Your mathematics should be very good. And statistics. So these 2 are theory related subjects because all your data science algorithms are based on maths and statistics. Okay, that theory, one should be very good in that theory. And let me come back to in Python is helping in what way we are using this Python. We have buzzwords are there. ML is there, deep learning is there, and artificial intelligence. So many buzzwords people are talking about. In what way Python is helping, I will tell you. See, Python is a programming language, correct? No. Your one AI algorithm, you will going to define using a mathematical formula, or you will going to define using a statistical formula. That is theory, correct? You want to implement it on the system. You have to make an application, correct? You have to implement it on the system. For that, you need programming. To write a program, you need a programming language, correct? That is where Python will come into picture. That is how your data science and Python is related. Because to implement those algorithms in the programming, you need a programming language. And for that, we are using Python in data science. I think that is clear, correct?
Yeah, that's really clear. And again, when we talk about Python, we also associate Python with automation, right? I was
No,
working with
data
automation
science, a
tools, and
little
this
more I
was
will add, and then
yeah.
we'll take up automation. Okay,
Okay.
in Python, then what exactly you have in Python? To implement these algorithms, whatever you have defined, libraries are there, inbuilt libraries are there. Python contains a rich set of libraries, third-party modules are there. That will help you to implement these algorithms in a very efficient manner. For that, people are using Python with respect to data science. Okay, so that is where the Python, this will come. What is will come that Python will be used in data science. And even after implementing those algorithms using Python, whatever output you get, to understand the output, you need to have again maths and stats knowledge is required. Without that, Python is a programming language. No, you will give input, it will give you output. To understand and analyze the output, you need to have that knowledge is very essential. Okay, and you talk about the automation. Yes, I'm coming to the automation. Automation, you have many areas are there in automation. So one is automation means this automation concept is used by system administrators, Linux system administrators. Okay, so what they want to automate. See, in the Linux server, many things are there, many routine work they have to carry out, maybe taking up the schedule, backup schedule. They have to take some backup, and they have to say at some time they have to activate some of the things on the server. 24/7, a system admin cannot sit in front of the laptop and he can do it manually, correct? No. So that is where they'll start doing the automation. Earlier, they were using shell scripting in Linux. Linux, you have shell scripting. They used to write shell scripting, they used to write code and they used to run it. But shell scripting has got its own limitations are there with shell scripting. So these people find Python is interesting because shell scripting has got a lot of limitation. Python is a full-fledged programming language. So that is where Python they are using in automation. Automation by Linux system administrator. That is one kind of automation. Other kind of automation you have is with respect to software testing. We have manual testing is there, and we have automation testing is there. Again, to do automation testing, we have many tools are there. One of the important tool for they used is Selenium. So Selenium is developed using Java, and even today people are using Java to write the automation script in the Selenium whenever they want to do automation testing. But now, slowly, Java place is taken over by the Python because of its simplicity. You want to run some test cases, you have to read from some file and other things. No, you have to run some test cases, correct? For that task you want to automate. Earlier, people used to use Java. Now, the same thing they are doing with Python because of its simplicity. That is how they use Python in testing automation. Apart from that, you have something called AWS is there, cloud computing is there, and cyber security is there. And in any IT, day in day out, many roles are there where they need this automation. Earlier they were struggling because they were not finding the proper language, but in all those places people are using Python for automation. These two are only two examples what I have given. And IT infrastructure management, because from where I'm taking all these example is I have trained students from all this background. Based on their inputs, their experience, I am sharing that knowledge to me. I am giving these inputs to you.
These are really great inputs and examples that you are sharing here. So thank you for that.
Okay.
And now, when we are looking at when you shared about how actually from students you get these inputs and all, when these corporate professionals come to you learning about Python and connecting these with different things, what is the biggest challenge you have seen with these people?
Biggest challenge with these people is, so these people will have domain knowledge. Their domain knowledge will be good. Like I have, say for example, one person from a finance background will come to me. He is excellent in finance knowledge he is having. A person who is working in infrastructure domain, network infrastructure, they have excellent knowledge in that. And also people with the networking background will come to me, or people with the analytical background will come to me. These people are, whatever I am just telling you, they are all from, maybe some may have some technical exposure, some may not have. They may be from technical background or non-technical background. See, what happens is they will be very good in their domain, in their respective domain. Correct? No, see, for example, I'll take an example of a financial person from the financial background, whom I have trained, I'll tell you. He is basically dealing with the stock market data. Here, he was very good in analyzing the things in Excel, using Excel and other things. But what he was lacking is he was not knowing programming. So somewhere he read okay, if I know this programming, say if I know Python or if I know some programming, I can automate many of my things. So what he did, that the student who joined my session for Python class, what he used to do is he used to tell his requirement to one other team member in his team only, one who is good in programming or one who is good in Python or Python. So he used to explain me his requirement to that guy. This is also shared by my student only, what challenge he faced.
Mm-hmm.
He will explain his requirement. The programmer, before he start writing the code, he has to understand the requirement 100%. Correct? No?
Correct. Yeah.
So there, in the understanding that requirement, there was lot of gap. Gap was there. From his requirement to implementation, what solution he has given to him, lot of gap was there. He was able to comprehend only 60-65% of what this guy was telling to him. He was not able to understand the other 35%. That gap was there. So then he approached me. Madam, only one thing I am lacking is I don't know coding. If I know coding, that is the conclusion he has come, and he come to me. Madam, if I know this coding, I think whatever I want, I can only write code and I can implement it. Only one thing I am lacking is this programming thing. Then we had a demo class and discussion, and whenever anybody approaches me with some requirement, learning requirement, I will not close my eyes and take the student, okay, come, because I'm getting fees. No, I never do that. I will take a demo class. I will have, sometimes the meeting will go for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. For that, I am not charging anything. And but because I want to know their requirement, basically.
Right.
Based on their, I will listen to them, like how you are listening to me, and I will listen to their requirement patiently. Then I'll give my suggestion to them. It is up to them whether to join or not to join. And when we take up this demo classes or this kind of meeting, I have a lot of advantages. What learning scope will be there? What is that? I indirectly, I'll be learning so many things from finance, about finance, correct? No, which I am
Right.
not learning from any other source. I am learning from direct coach or from a person who is working in that domain. Being a trainer, that is one advantage, provided you should be open to learning.
Exactly.
Any
Yeah.
knowledge comes to me from my student, correct? No, it will add value to my learning, which I'm keep passing to my students. Hey, you won't believe whatever material I prepare, I am sharing with my student. I don't have any copyrights. I don't have nothing hidden agenda with me. I'm open, because the more you share, the more you gain, more you learn, more you gain. I'm working on that principle, correct?
Actually, this is I think true giving back, right? Because I
Correct,
think
correct, correct.
that's something that got me connected to you as well. Like you are a
Oh,
true
thank you.
giver who is actually impacting a lot of lives by having that intent to give back, and the way you are giving back in terms of making sure that you are doing.
Correct,
And I
correct,
think
correct.
one more important element you shared about any coach or a mentor is to
Hmm.
have that open mindset to learn,
Hmm.
right? Because we
Correct,
are
correct.
learning from everyone,
Hmm.
every situation,
Correct,
everything
correct,
is a
correct.
learning, right?
Till
So
the end of my life, we have to be student on our daily basis. No, we should be student only. We should never become trainer. The day I realize I have learned everything, that there my learning stop. It should not stop. It should continue. Correct.
right, right. And I think one more thing that you shared is very important for people who are even at the leadership roles, like any technical
Hmm.
manager, project manager,
Hmm.
program manager.
Hmm.
If they don't understand the requirements, like if they are not
Hmm.
able to give that message rightly, right?
Hmm.
If they don't even have the overview of how any programming language or
Hmm.
anything works,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
becomes difficult to get the work done, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Especially if you give an
Hmm.
example from finance or any background, I think that's the
Correct,
same
correct,
case.
correct, correct.
Right. So now, what are the main mistakes that you see where what people do when they are using Python language or when they are connecting this particular thing with automation or data sciences or analytics?
Hmm.
Any major mistakes that you have seen and you want people to avoid doing that?
Yeah, one of the major thing is that what they will do, whenever they want to learn something, any skill set. See, one
Mhm.
thing anybody should understand is, first you should know in and out of the technology. You should learn the Python language as a language. No, so many concepts are there. Many concepts are there. First, you have to learn those concepts. After learning that concepts, only application part will come. Application part is the second part. Okay. So many student will come to me, madam, we want to learn. We don't want to learn. We want Python training. Okay. We have already learned Python. Okay. How you have learned? Through YouTube channels and some online we have learned. We need some small doubts we have. We need your mentoring and guiding. So that is not the right approach, because initially when you learn some skill set, according to me, so I'm not telling I'm a best teacher, but according to me, if you learn one time properly by investing your time, money anyway you have to give time, okay, so that is an asset for you for your lifetime.
Exactly.
But many are doing mistake in the first level only. We don't want to learn from basics and all, madam. We are good. What is there in to learn basics? No, only if your basic is very strong, you can do the application. And some will ask me, see, I am from a training background. I never worked in Python as a Python developer in the industry, in any domain. The next question will come to us, how you will mentor us, or how you will give us a very real time examples. I tell them
Examples.
very
Yeah.
frankly.
Before we get into that second point of real
uh,
examples, I think a very important point, whatever you shared, I want to highlight again with the audiences. Nowadays, a lot of people just get into like the tactics part of how do I code, how do I do this, how do I put it in application. But as you said, the concepts, the foundation is very important. So anything that you are learning, right, it's very important for you to make that foundation very strong. So
Very
spend some
correct.
time understanding foundation, right? The audience, whoever is going listening to us right now live or even during the recording, spend ample amount of time to understand the principles, to understand the foundation and the concepts, be it any skill or technology, right? That will help you in the long term. Then you talk about application, then you look at, okay, fine, what are the different things that I can pick up from internet and other things, but always make your basics very strong. Yeah. So I think that is good. So second point you were talking about is when people come, hey, real time application, how do we apply that? And since you have not done that for quite long, so how do you help us? Yeah, go ahead now. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the second question now I will be facing. Sorry, I'll be getting from the student. I will
Hmm.
tell them, see, my core area is training. I can make you strong in Python. Any questions you get me, any concepts you want to learn, I'll make you. Application part, I am not able to teach you because I am not a development background trainer. I am only a trainer. Real time, if you want to apply Python in your domain, that you need to take care of. But see, many scenarios, what happens is sometimes is to, and also I will tell them, if you get me your problem, I will listen to your problem. Problem in the sense technical problem.
Hmm.
Based on my level of understanding. See, end of the day, even I have a limitation, correct? I have not worked as a developer. I'm not a development background trainer. I tell them very frankly. Many may join my class or they may not join my class, but I should be very right in guiding them. Correct? No. Many will appreciate me for that only. Madam, you're so open and you're at least have a courtesy to tell us that what you can give, what you cannot give. And I
Right.
will
I
tell
think
them.
I think this is what I think something special about you. Your level of honesty, right? Even today when you are on this talk show, you are talking about what is that that you know and what is that you are not like. And I think that level of honesty and integrity is something that makes you who you are. And so many people following you and then being that inspiration for them, right? So that's amazing, right? So yeah. So once that is done, so you help them with the problem solving skills and
Yeah,
then you continue.
definitely,
Mhm.
definitely. And sometimes if they, sometimes I'll ask them, you explain me because that is also some learning will happen for me. Based on
Right.
my understanding level, so many times I have guided them, means I have given them suggestions. And based on that, they try to implement it, that suggestions with some other mentors, guiders, with my guidance also. They were able to successfully implement that in their work also. They got appreciation from their managers and other things, and they'll come back and they'll explain me, madam, this is what your suggestion, this much part we have implemented, this helped us like this. So I feel very happy. Whoever comes back and tell me, madam, we got the solution for our problem, that full day I will be in that positive mood only. I keep telling to my students, oh, see, I just given some solution to him that is working for him. I keep sharing with my other student because that is, I'm very happy for that. Correct.
Right.
It is
And
like that.
any real-time application you want to share about how Python can be used in the real life and then how it is connected?
Okay. In the yeah, real life, yeah, we can take up many examples for real life thing. See, one of the examples I can tell you is area where people can apply Python is we call it as web scrapping. What is web scrapping? So I will tell you. So where you will going to read the data from the online websites, you will get many data. For example, you wanted to do some projects on some surveys or some survey data. You may have some survey data. You download that survey data. See, whenever any data comes to you, nobody will give you the prepared data, correct? No, it is a raw
Right.
data. It is a raw data. So one or two or three of my students are working in this area. So that's why I've just guided them, and they were able to successfully implement that in their work area also, working field also, they were able to implement. Like they used to download the data, some survey data they used to download, but in real time scenarios, what will happen is many times the data will be confidential. So I never ask them to share the confidential data, because always we should respect companies' policies, IT policies, IT policy, security. We should go abide by their IT rules, correct? No. Then
Right.
I will ask them, will just download some dummy data, and that is where the website, we will to read the data, we will read the data from website using Python. In Python we have library for that, that is called web scraping. Once you get the data to Python, so we can clean the data. For that we have Python concepts, like we have pandas, so many inbuilt libraries are there. We can apply various those libraries, we can use, we can efficiently bring that data, we can transform into unstructured format to structured format.
Mhm.
And later, once you got the required data, cleaned data, actually in any data science or this kind of work, 70% effort will go in data cleaning only and getting the
Right.
data into a proper structured format. Later, in Python only, we have a lot of libraries are there where we can put that data in a visual format. Graph. We
Mhm.
can create various kinds of charts. Anything in the charts format will give you better visualization. People can understand. Picture speaks 1,000 words than the, we say no. Like it will have
Yeah,
more visual
absolutely.
impact. Will be always good. And then
Right.
they will put them into visual format. That is also, for that also you have a Python modules are there using Python, and you can give it to the concerned management or concerned person, so they'll see the graph and they can take better decisions. So these kind of small projects has been done by my students, which I have helped them to some extent. This is one of
Great.
the real time application. This concept we call it as web scraping.
Great. I think that's an amazing example which can help even the non-IT people to understand the real-time application of Python. Right.
Correct.
And I think we covered a lot of things about Python, how somebody can actually enter into Python. And we also spoke about the mindset and everything. Now, if
Hmm.
somebody has to learn Python from you or like grow in their career using this particular technology
Hmm.
skill, how can
Hmm.
they connect with you? What is the source of connection with you?
One is I'm very active on LinkedIn, so they can
Mhm.
approach me on LinkedIn. And even if they search in Google, Vijaya Lakshmi trainer, so they can find Urban Pro. That is one of the online platform where my profile is there, and they can reach out to me. I'm very active on the online platforms like LinkedIn, professional network, and also this Urban Pro. So these are the channels where they can reach out to me to learn about Python. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and they can reach out to me through LinkedIn also. If they search
Yeah.
Vijay Lakshmi trainer, so they can reach out to me from any part. They can also see the reviews written by my students. They are all not paid reviews. What they felt or experienced in my class, they have written that. Okay,
Right.
so like that it is.
Yeah, I think your simplicity is something that's amazing, and your honesty, integrity, right? I
Thank
would
you.
definitely recommend people who are learning Python, who wants to grow in their career, looking for data sciences where you want to learn Python, or from the automation point of view, or even Python independently, which can help you in your career. Then Vijay Lakshmi is the right person for you, right? If you are in Bangalore physically, also like sessions sometimes happen, but then very rare now, so a lot of sessions happen on Zoom. So anywhere, any part of the world, you can still get connected with Vijay Lakshmi and learn from her. So I highly recommend people to actually get in touch if you are looking for learning Python, right? And anything at the end you want to, because we are at the conclusion of our episode, anything that
Okay.
you want to give as a message to the audience?
Yeah, one of the messages that even if they want to know about Python, they can reach out to me. It's not that once they contact me, they have to join my class. It is not like that. I'm giving demo class free of cost. They can reach out to me to know. It is up to them. After that, they can reach. And I'm very thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to you and share my knowledge. This is first platform I'm sharing my knowledge. Thanks for this opportunity and thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
hope this has helped your audience, our all our audience. so that they can take a better decision, and they can reach out to me. Not only to me, whatever you want to learn, please learn from a right person. That is very important, who never compromises on the quality. So that is very important. Obviously quality will come to you with a price, so little higher price we will just take it from the student, but it will add value to your learning, and it is a lifetime. One time you learn. And not only that, my one more thing is that even after your course is completed, you can reach out to me anytime for your doubt. It will be addressed. I'll give guarantee, as long as I am alive, my courses are alive.
that's that's really amazing. I think definitely like people who are looking to learn, do not just try to pick up information from here and there. Information is available everywhere, but
Hmm.
knowledge that you would gain from any coach, right, especially from somebody who's experienced like Vijay Lakshmi, and getting that support even after you start implementing that, that is going to be something that can change the game for you in the IT world. So if you are looking for something, then here is your opportunity. You can search for Vijaya Lakshmi GM on LinkedIn. She is very active there. You can get connected with her. And thank you, Vijaya Lakshmi, for being with us. It's a
Thank
privilege to
you.
have you here. And
Oh,
the
no,
knowledge
no,
that you
it's
have
my
shared is
privilege
definitely helping
that
me.
for this, I'm really thankful to you for the opportunity, and you have given me a good platform to share my knowledge, and so reach out to many, many people. So hope I may get more like this kind of assignments now rather than training assignments.
Yeah,
Where,
definitely. Right, I
correct.
think it's a, I think it's a platform which you can leverage, and a lot of people would be definitely like looking forward for that. And thank you for all those audience who have been live watching us, and people who are going to watch us later on the recording as well. This is something that can help you in terms of your understanding about Python, and give you an opportunity to connect with the right coach there. So thank you once again, and thank you, Vijay Lakshmi, for being
Thank
here.
you.
So have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah,
for the opportunity. Nice.
thank you.